I just did a 45-minute reading and I didn't record. I didn't push the button. Um, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, this video will not be as long, but it will recap everything that I just talked about. First and foremost, hi, my name is Brie, spelled like the cheese, aka your cosmic bestie, here to deliver a message. One of the main messages that I was just talking about in my recording that did not record was letting your passion light your fire in the torch that you have. Because I know that you're at a crossroads. You've been at a crossroads for a while now. You've been at this crossroads of there's one path that's lit that you've been down time and time again, and that's how you keep ending back up at this fork in the road, right? But then there's this other path. It's dark, there's no light. You've never been down there, but you're feeling closer and closer to start going down that path. You feel better and better getting on that path, but you're still hesitant. Your torch, your flame, if you will, is not as big and bright as you want it to be because you want to see as far down the path as possible. But Spirit is leading you to just trust yourself and trust them in a way that even with the little flame that you have, take that and go with it. Take that and ride that to the end of that tunnel, because if you keep going and you let that passion and that fire drive you, it'll push you into the next dimension. It'll push you into a whole new world. You will be living a completely new reality. But you have to let go. You have to let go, and you have to let that fear go and know that you are meant for that you deserve that is your passion, that is your life, that is why your soul came here. But you have to believe that. You have to believe that. You have to understand that. And before I get even more into it, I myself have been in this realm of trying to figure out where my passion and my purpose is. And luckily for me, I ended up here. I am a, I have, let me say this correctly. I am a tarot reader, I am a spiritual guide, and I'm a spiritual vessel. And through all of those things, I also have creativity and passion for things that I'm still learning and I am still finding within myself. But over the last decade of my life, I haven't been really making anything physical. I've been doing a lot of stuff online. I was a social media manager, virtual assistant, a real assistant. I also was building brand boards and brand strategies. I did a lot of stuff online. I didn't really physically make a lot of stuff. And when I was pregnant last year, I was painting a lot, and I painted a few paintings for my daughter, and I painted a few paintings for myself. And I came to this conclusion that like painting is one of my things that I love. But recently, my daughter's going to be 1 next month. Recently, I've been like, man, what am I like? Why am I not painting? Why am I not using the supplies that I have? Then I thought about air dry clay. Then I thought about whatever pottery class and all these other things. And I just wasn't pulling the trigger. I just wasn't doing anything. Then one night I was sitting right here at my desk and I was journaling, and Spirit came to me and was like, you work with cards every single day. You need to make your own cards. You need to make your own decks. You need to put that energy and passion that you have into something that you physically create so you can connect with it on a deeper level. Because I've been looking at cards left and right? I want certain decks, or I want to add to my collection, this, that, and the third. But I created my own decks. And I'm really proud. I'm really proud of myself. And I decided, well, me, ChatGPT, and Spirit all was working collectively together over the last like week and a half of really trying to like build this. And that's where my passion is right now, is helping you guys trust yourselves and gain clarity through my cards and through my messages, through whatever Spirit is coming to me to tell you. And mind you, when I say Spirit, I'm talking God, Source, Spirit, Universe, all the above. that's what it means for me. All of that is one and the same. So if I go in and out of God, source, spirit, universe, just know that that is all of the above for me. But I'm really excited to see where this takes me. And I'm really grateful that I physically did something with my hands that I can use on a daily basis and really had my mind going. Because one of the cards that, hold on, I'm going to pull these out. Because, of course, all of these cards, here we go. These are all the cards that came out before. I've been really hopeful. A fresh start is on the horizon, and I've been feeling that. And with this process, I have realized that when you act on something that you're passionate about, it gives you a new type of energy. It gives you a new type of source for your flame, for the fire. Where's that one? Passionate, right? Your fire is burning. Well, where will you direct it? That is what I've been feeling, is where am I going to direct this fire? Where am I going to direct this energy that I'm feeling, but in the best way possible? So when I started this process, I was like, okay, I can go to the Dollar Tree. They got colored index cards, all of this fun stuff, right? So I had all of these markers and everything at home. And I said, I want to utilize what I have. So I had all of these colored cards. And as you can see, I was trying to figure out like what color would work best. All of these, I even made some prototypes of how I wanted it to look and how I wanted it to be, because I needed a card on the front, a card on the back. I needed the lines, I needed the numbers, but also they were really thin, right? This is the card that it comes in, and this is the card that I made it into, right? Much thicker. So I've realized with like doing this, I had to figure out how I wanted it to look, what I wanted it to say, how I wanted it to like fold, and how it can shuffle, and how I can move through it. And let me tell you, it was a lot of work. And I definitely was like, do I really want to do this? Like, I could easily just go buy something for $10, $3, $5, whatever. Actually, I got this deck for $2 off of Shein. But I realized that Spirit really wanted me to dive in head first and really build the fire that I have within and build it up with my passion. Because if I can build it physically, I can build it digitally, then make it physically, or so on and so forth, right? One day, these cards are not going to be just my handwriting and whatever. There will be graphic designers I work with. There will be small business owners. There will be people that are within my collective that are here to help me and me to help them. But I have to do so in a way where I confirmation and putting in that work first, where I can tell myself like, yes, I can do it. I've already done it. Because each one of my decks, because 424 is my thing, each one of my deck has 42 cards. I have 5 decks. I don't know math like that, but that's a lot of cards, okay? And I have 2 cards outside, inside, plus the 3 cards on the inside to make it thick enough. And I taped each and every side so that I can shuffle and I can do what I need to do. And that's a lot. It's a lot of effort to do, but I did it. Okay, I've done it. And I have multiple cards, multiple colors, multiple things. I have another deck that's over here, but I'm really proud of myself. And I feel like Spirit is really trying to guide you to start being proud of yourself for the little things that you're doing. By no means is this high quality work. And I know that. Like, it's my handwriting. And I can't even tell you how many times I tried writing it slow and steady and trying to make it look good and having a ruler and all this other stuff. And I was like, bitch, you're the one using these. Like, who cares? Who cares exactly how it looks? Obviously, I want it to be legible and stuff because I am showing it on camera, but like, this is my handwriting. This is my blood, sweat, and tears and paper cuts and everything else. And I'm proud of that. And I feel like a lot of us feel like we have to have it look perfect. And it's not supposed to be perfect, it's supposed to get done. Because if you're waiting on it to be perfect, then it's not coming out there. So if you put out something that's 60, 70, hell, even 80% of the quality that you want it to be, it's still better than 0%, right? And I keep picking up this card because I want to talk about it. So, empowered, right? This was one of the cards that came out originally. You are stepping into your strength. Own it. I feel this. I feel this with myself, but I feel this within you. There is something that is changing within you internally that is making you grow, that is making you expand, that is making you feel so empowered, so powerful that you're like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I am going to do this. You're right. I am that good. I am that special. I am that bitch, right? That's what I'm talking about. And Spirit is very excited for you. Spirit is so happy for you. And I think that you feel it too, because there is something within you. I said excited. Yes. Something new is brewing. Lean into it. I know for a fact you are feeling so good. You are feeling, and like, it's not like 100%, right? You've been at like 20, 30%. But now you're feeling at like 40, 50, hell, even 60, 70, right? You're not 100, but you're definitely getting there. You're definitely getting to the point of you're feeling better. You're feeling more excited. You know that something is changing and something is moving. But for you to do that, you have to feel safe. The space is secure, rest easy. For my life, I have never felt safe. I am 30 years old. I will be 31 this year. I have never felt safe. And I've had multiple jobs. I've done multiple things. I've gone to school. I've had money saved. I didn't have money saved. I've been up and down throughout my whole life. But now, where I have nothing in the sense of physical, tangible, right? I got evicted from my house. I had to put down my dog. My aunt, who was like a second mom to me, died. I got my car repoed, like all of that stuff that happened to me last year. Friends that I was friends with for 15 plus years, all gone. But I had my daughter and I moved into my parents' basement. And though it has not been great, it has been rocky, but I have realized that Spirit put me here for a reason. And Spirit put me here to really, really understand what security and safety felt like. Not because it's my parents' house, but because I am in this cocoon. I've been in this cocoon for a few years now, but I'm emerging out of the cocoon now. Ooh, say that 5 times fast. But that's what I feel like for you. I feel like you want to feel safe and you want to feel secure, but Spirit has been telling you over and over and over again, and time after time after time, showing up for you, and you're not understanding, you're not taking it seriously, you're not really seeing it for what it is. You don't have the gratitude that Spirit is looking for you, or you're not really clicking. It's not clicking for you because a few weeks ago I needed to get formula for my daughter, but I also needed gas, and money was tight. I didn't have money for both. I was like, okay, whatever was left from the formula, I'll just put in the gas tank, and so on and so forth. So me and my friend are at the store. I had a family emergency and I had to leave. So I didn't even get a chance to get the formula for my daughter. And I drop her off and she was like, don't worry about it. I'm going to go pick up the formula for you. Like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So I go back and I pick up the formula and I'm like, all right, like, let me, pay for it. She was like, no, this is for my niece. This is for you. Don't worry about it. Like, I already did it. And she even got my spaghetti noodles for me. Like, and it's stuff like that where here I am worried about it, but Spirit had me. And a few weeks before that, I was trying to get groceries. I spent $50 more than usual because I needed to try this new food for my daughter, and I needed like other stuff for the pantry. And I'm like, man, I don't really necessarily have the $50, but I gotta spend it. So, we'll figure it out. And then my grandma ended up giving me $50 like a day and a half later for like, oh, I love you, whatever, like, buy what you need to buy for your daughter, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So it's stuff like that where it's like, though you may be worried about it, though you may feel insecure or unsafe, Spirit is here for you to make you feel safe and make you feel seen. But you have to start seeing what Spirit is putting out for you. because it feels like you are, this is the card I was looking for. It feels like you have been worried, but worried in a way where you feel like you have to rely on yourself. And I've done that my entire life, where I've always been like, I have to do it, I have to do it, and it has to be the way that I thought of. But like, who would have thought that my family emergency, which everything is fine, but like that my family emergency would have helped me pay for my daughter's formula because my friend did it. Who would have thought that my grandma out of nowhere would hand me $50 after once I just spent an extra $50? And it was like to the T. It was the exact amount of money. And I have so many examples and so many times and so many lessons of those kind of things happening. But let me tell you, when you finally surrender, letting go of control to find peace, when you finally surrender, you finally let go, and you finally realize that you are not the only one driving. It's like the driver's ed car where there's like your steering wheel, your uh, mirror, and all of that. But on the, well, I'm probably showing my age here, the driver ed cars have brakes on their side, right? So that's spirit, right? Spirit, here you are driving along and like dee 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 dee, I'm having a good time, and spirit slams on the brake because there's a semi truck coming and you just didn't even know it. You didn't even see it. And sometimes we are like gripping the steering wheel so tight and we are like so focused on the road ahead. We're not looking everywhere else, but spirit is there looking everywhere else. They know what's coming forward and they know what you need. You just have to surrender to it. You have to let go of that control. And as somebody who has been type A her entire life, I have a Virgo moon. Letting go of control is hard. I get it. I know it. But my life has been so much easier and so much better when I finally let go. When I finally told myself, like, it's fine. I don't need this. I don't need to be the only one driving. Hell, I want to be passenger princess. Actually, put me in the back seat. Not all the time. But you know what I mean? Like, letting go of some of it just made me feel so much better. This was the other card. Healed. The scars remain, but you have risen. I think it's hard for us to let go of the wheel because of the scars that we have. And it's hard for us to let go of the control because the scars have built us into the person that we are today. But you are meant to be built bigger, better, stronger. And that's why you've gone through the stuff that you've gone through so that you can rise. And yes, the scar is there, the memory is there, but it no longer hurts you. It no longer is triggering you. It no longer is causing you pain and trauma, right? My C-section scar doesn't cause me pain anymore. But do I remember having my daughter through there? Absolutely. But it's more of a memory. It's more of just, I've been through it. I know I've been through it, but it doesn't define me. I'm still a mom. I'm still a wife. I'm still my own person. You know what I mean? Like I'm still doing my own thing. Even though I have gone through something traumatic, it doesn't truly define me. It's just a scar that makes up a part of me. You know what I'm saying? Vulnerable. Strength comes in showing your truth. I'm not saying you have to do what I'm doing and sharing your truth to strangers on the internet. If that's not what you're called to do, that's not what you're called to do. But I will tell you, when I started being vulnerable and being honest with the people around me of what I truly needed help with and where I really was at, my whole world just started changing. I was telling my friends about my postpartum depression when they started asking me, like, how are you? What can I do for you? Is there something that I could help you with? Yup. I'm depressed as hell. I don't know why, but I am depressed as hell and I need to get out of the house. Like, can we go get a Slurpee or can we go get a coffee or just take me around town for an hour, right? So I can come back to my baby. Like, I just need to escape for a little bit. And they did. I didn't have a car and they kept picking me up and taking me to the store and taking me to get my toes done and all of these things. And I just was being real and I was being vulnerable instead of being like, no, I'm good, knowing good and damn well I wasn't. And it feels like spirit is wanting you to be real with the people that you truly love and care about around you because you would do anything for them. And if they're really your friends, if they're really your family, if they're really the people that you truly love and care about, they would do the same for you. No hesitation, no questions asked. But also be vulnerable with yourself. You know that there is stuff that you are still healing. You know that there is stuff that is still bothering you and still triggering you, that you feel shame, maybe some regret. You can't change the past, but you can change the now. The only way that you can change the now is if you're being vulnerable with yourself and you're being honest with yourself and telling yourself, yep, I did say that. I did do that. That was the kind of person that I was. Take accountability. Because when you can actually start taking accountability and really seeing yourself for who you are, or even the people around you, your whole world changes, baby. Your whole world changes. And it changes for the best way possible. It changes because you're being real. You don't have the facade glasses on. You don't have the bullshit glasses on. You have real glasses on. Or hell, you even took glasses off. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. That's what I'm hearing in my head. Like, yes, like you can see clearly because you're being real. You are using the wipers on the car to wipe off the bullshit, baby. And that's really what it is. You're restless though. Your soul is craving movement. You know, I was talking about the crossroads earlier. Your soul really wants to go down that path that is not lit, but the human part of you, your brain, your human brain is telling you don't do it because you've already been hurt and you've already been down this path. You already know what's going to come. So it's easier just to go down there and end up back at the same place, right? But your soul is like, absolutely not. It's time to move. It's time to go. It's time to take the leap. It's time to take the risk, right? I keep seeing the fool card in my head where the fool is standing at the edge of the cliff with their little makeshift bag, and they're ready to go. They're ready to leap. They're ready to jump. They're ready to take this next journey. And they don't necessarily know where they're going, but they know that it's going to be great. They know that this is what they should be doing. But it's holding you back because you're heartbroken. Some wounds take time to heal, and you need to honor your grief. You know, I talked about how I had to put down my dog, and I lost my aunt. That was like a second mom to me. The physical stuff, losing the house, losing the car, it sucked, but it wasn't like the end of the world. Losing my aunt broke my heart. Losing my dog broke my heart. I had my dog for 10 years. I loved my big boy. I really did. I still do. And my aunt was like a second mom. Like, seriously, she was a second mom to me. She was always there for me. She was there for every big moment of my life. And I am truly thankful and grateful that she did get to at least meet my daughter, but she died exactly the day that my daughter turned a month old. And I didn't have time. I didn't get to see her. I didn't get to say my goodbyes. It literally happened. I got a call at 1 a.m. that she was sick. She's in the hospital. They don't know. And then at 5 a.m. she was gone. And I feel like there's stuff like that that's happened to you. There's stuff like that has hurt you in ways that are just so, it's truly heartbreaking. But you have to feel those feelings, right? That this deck is called Feel Your Feelings. And that's why there's all of these emotions, right? And I think there's a part of us that it's easier to not feel our emotions because if you just push it down, then you don't have to feel it. But we are all built like volcanoes. The feelings, the magma, if you will, are always within us. And you could hold it down for weeks, months, decades even, but it always erupts. It always comes out in some way, shape, or form. And spirit just wants you not to crash out, but to feel it, to feel the brokenness within so that you can piece it back together. But you've been feeling lonely. You feel like you are the only one doing this, but you are not alone in this feeling. I'm literally crying on the internet. And I know that there's some of you that maybe have lost somebody, right, in your family or friends that was truly somebody that you loved and cared about. Or maybe you did lose physical things that hurt you, or your whole life changed because something or someone. But it's not meant to be a lonely path. We all as souls decided to be here on this earth at this time for a very specific reason, individually and collectively. There's 8 billion people on this earth. We are not, none of us are only going through that thing by themselves. There is somebody out there that is going through it or already has been through it that can guide you and help you. But they cannot help you or guide you unless you're being real, vulnerable, and also asking for help. But we tend to get defensive. The walls are up, but they protecting or are they isolating you? Baby, I already know they're isolating you. They're isolating you because it's easier in your head to think, oh, if I'm just gonna stay back here, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But in reality, it's not fine, baby. And it hasn't been. And you know it's not. But this confusion that you've been feeling, it's the fog before the clarity. And you're this close, okay? I know you're this close because I feel like that. I feel like I'm very close to getting on the precipice of what I know I am meant to be doing and where I can go. I know that this is what I'm meant to be doing and this is my passion and this is my purpose, but I know that it's supposed to be bigger. I know that it's supposed to go deeper. I know that it's going to expand in ways that I truly can't even fathom, if I'm being honest. That's what I feel. But I don't necessarily know what that looks like, right? That's where that fog comes in. The fog of the early morning before the sun rises, right? And as the sun rises, the fog starts to dissipate. That's where you're at. You're at like 4 a.m. But once you get to 6 a.m., 7 a.m., when the sun's really out there, that fog is really going to clear. Just give it some time. Give it a little bit more time. But do so in a way that you are nurturing yourself. You are pouring love into something or someone. I can tell you right now, baby, you need to be pouring it into you. The someone is you. Pour that love back into you. Pour that love into you and nurture yourself in a way that you've never nurtured yourself before. And do so in a way that you're filling your cup. And your cup is overflowing. Because that's where you should be helping others with the overflow. You should not be pouring out of your own cup to help other people. And you may say, oh, but Brie, I feel bad if I don't help people. That's too damn bad, baby. If your cup is not overflowing to be able to help people, then you should not be doing it, because it's taking away from you. It's taking away from what you need. It's taking away from the energy, time, compassion, everything, right? And nurturing looks different for everybody. Nurturing could be as simple as telling somebody something that you are feeling or needing, but also spending the day in your pajamas and not doing anything, and maybe just like sitting on the couch journaling or door dashing or whatever, because you've cooked every day this week and you're just like, I'm too tired, like I want a pizza, I want something, right? So guilty came out. A heavy heart, but forgiveness is key. It feels like you have to forgive yourself. It feels like you've been feeling guilty about where you're at, or maybe where you're going, or maybe what you've said or done in the past. Remember how we talked about the past? It already happened. You can't change it. But the lesson of what happened, if you can utilize that when this lesson comes back, inevitably it always will, because the universe is funny like that. It'll keep pushing you back in and back in and back in until you actually learn the lesson and you make a different choice and you go down the different path. So if you're feeling guilty, that's actually a good thing, because that means that you've learned the lesson. So when it comes up again, you can be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I can change it. Eager. Your soul is ready to take the leap. What was I saying? What was I saying earlier about the fool ready to take the leap, ready to jump off the cliff? On January 8th, I decided, you know what? I need to do this. I have been talking about it for years. I've been doing tarot reads and oracle reads for years for family and friends, even a few strangers here and there, but nothing serious. And everyone that I've ever did a reading for is like, Brie, you have a gift, like you should be doing this. But I'm like, nah, me, no way, me, nah, I don't know. And then finally I was like, That is the freedom that I've always been looking for. That is the passion and purpose that I've been looking for. This is the fire that fuels my flame. And finally, one day, confirmation. Finally, one day, I literally was like, fuck it, let's do it. And I told my friend Elise, I said, girl, because it's my business partner, bestie, right? If you've watched some of my other videos. And I was like, I want to run away. I don't want to keep doing this. I'm upset. I'm pissed off. I am anxious. And she was like, what's your first mind telling you? I said, run. She was like, can't do that. You got a family. And I was like, you're right. So my second mind told me, do this. If you don't know where to go and what to do, your soul does. And my soul's been begging me for years to be doing this, and I finally did it. And that was January 8th. And it is March 8th. Or I'm sorry, March 10th. So it's a few days after what? 2 months? 3 months? And all I can say is I'm so happy. I am so proud of myself. I am so happy. And I am eager. I am eager to see what is next. I am eager to see where this path takes me. I am excited. I am grateful. I am blessed. I feel feelings I've never felt in my life. And it is new and it is different and it's something that I have been really trying to grasp a hold of emotionally, but so I was called to make this deck, right? The Feel Your Feelings deck. I was called to make this deck, not only for me, but for you, for people in my collective, to know that you can change your whole life with one decision. My decision was, screw it, let's do it. I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to do this. And yeah, I had cards and yeah, I had all these other things, but Spirit was like, you need to build your own decks. You need to build your own decks. You need to physically create something that is going to work for you and something that you can tangibly use every single day. And at first I wasn't going to do it. I was like, I don't know. I should just buy it. I was looking on Amazon and I was like, okay, it's like $20 a deck for every deck that I wanted. It cost me, I think, $6 total from the dollar store. And yeah, it's time, energy, and effort, but I'd rather pour my blood, sweat, and tears into something and know that it's going to pay off for me, or know that I feel this passion and creativity. It's like sparking creativity and passion in me, where I want to build physical products. I want to build digital products. I want to expand on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. It just sparked a whole new flame in me. And I realized that's what Spirit wanted me to do, so that my torch could get brighter. So this path that I have decided to take, right? Because I'm at the crossroads where I went and I'm like, screw it, we're doing it. We're going down this dark path. And because my torch is getting lighter, brighter, and stronger, that fire is getting stronger and stronger. I am seeing more clearly now. I have no idea what's at the end of this path or what's up and coming, but I can see in front of me, and I can see that the path is clear and the path is right. And your soul is eager. You are eager to get there, but take your time, because this process is a slow burn. This is not an overnight process. Not everybody, even less than 1% of people, have these overnight success stories that actually are successful. You want to build your foundation. You want to take your time. You have to heal what you need to heal. You have to feel what you need to feel, right? That's why we have our feelings deck. Feel Your Feelings deck. And I feel like within this process, within this journey, you and I are the same in a lot of ways. But what I can tell you, what is different, is each one of our paths. I don't know how many twists and turns are going to happen. I don't know what's next for you. But what I do know is that once you decide to take your own energy and that flame, that torch that you're holding in your hand, and you start acting on stuff that is truly something that you love, something that you're passionate about, something that you are ready to go for, and just say, fuck it, let's do it. I keep seeing Dochi, if you know, she was 5 years ago, she was just like, what if I just truly just don't give a shit and I just start doing what I love to do? And now she literally won Grammy of Album of the Year or Rap Album of the Year or whatever it is, right? And she's like blowing up left and right. And it's stuff like that, right? Like, yeah, in this moment, you don't necessarily know how big it could go. But if somebody told her 5 years ago that she was going to have a Grammy and that she was going to be known worldwide and that her song and her album are going platinum and everything else, she'd be like, no way. Like, no way. And that's what it is right now with you and Spirit. Spirit's not going to tell you everything. But if you just trust it and you just believe it and you just keep moving forward, one day your I hope or I pray or my maybes are going to be reality. I'm just really thankful. I'm really thankful that I have this opportunity to be able to be here and share my story and be a vessel for Spirit to help connect with you and connect with my collective. But I do offer personal readings. I have tarot readings, oracle readings, or my intuitive pick where I pick what I feel is best for you. Maybe it's tarot, maybe it's oracle, maybe it's both. But if you're hesitant, if you're not quite sure what to pick, always start with tarot. Tarot is always a good path. Um, and maybe you're an oracle girly, and that's fine. We love an oracle queen. Obviously, I do. But if you are looking for a reading, on any end of that spectrum, or you're looking specifically for a reading from one of my oracle decks, definitely go ahead and pick my oracle service. And then obviously I have tarot, I have my intuitive pick. I do my long readings here on YouTube. I have my daily reads on TikTok and on Instagram. I am expanding. It's not just going to be the readings that you see on TikTok, but it's going to be a little bit of moon rituals, moon water, gratitude, manifestation, all that kind of stuff. I'm really trying to like pull in and bring some more stuff together that I have creatively to you guys. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Every platform is Stella Nova 424. And again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for trusting me, following me, being a part of this journey. I am so thankful. I am so grateful for every single one of you. And I cannot wait to see what this path and journey leads us on next. Love you guys.